Hello and welcome. I am Scrapperlock, and this is City of Heroes on the private servers, where they're now level 36 Scrapper, Silver Phoenix, and we're in Craze Folly, and I just want to show you on the map. Look what this mission is. This is the entrance to Brickstown. So I had to come all the way across here. Yeah, I didn't make you guys watch all that. So our contact has asked us to shut down the Cray Lab for good. And so we're going to come over here and probably finish this story arc about the Cray cloning the dead superheroes and turning them into Cray protectors like that. And there's a boss right there. Okay, so we're going to do what I did the last time, down and enrage, and try to really fast take out the minion. As fast as we can here. And now I'm going to go after the boss and just try to absolutely brutalize this boss super fast. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Yeah, it's hard to take the minion out while the boss is pounding on you and not take some damage. But what I'm trying to do is keep him as off guard as possible. Try to do another knockdown. Missed him. So he doesn't do that resurgence or whatever the heck it's called that these guys have. That's the equivalent of unstoppable. Got him again with a knockback. Nope, he did it. Oh, I got him before it took effect. And if you look, these guys give 13,000 experience for one guy. Right? A minion gives 1,300. So these give like 10 times as much experience and 30 times as much influence as a +1 minion, which is just nuts. And so if you get a lot of the bosses, you just level really fast. Like I just got to 36 before the end of last episode. I got all that pretty much just from this one battle, just from the one boss. I mean, 3 or 4 bosses is like a whole bar of XP. That's almost just crazy. Alright, so this is a lieutenant, not as bad. So we're going to take this guy out really fast. And then we're going to pound this guy. Do some knockback. Yep, that's what we want. That's our damage mitigation. And by the time he gets up, we stun him. Oh, we missed him. Try to knock him back again. And that took him out. So there's an elevator down here, which means we're going to have to go the other way. But we need to shut down the Cray Lab for good, which probably means this is a defeat all. So we're going to have to make sure we defeat everybody on each level. Sorry, I had to adjust my headphones there. And there's another boss. Okay, so learned our lesson from last time. We're going to need a luck. And try to pound this guy first. Okay, so now we got this guy. 1, 2, 3. Can we stun? Let's try a knockdown. Yes, that's what we want. Knockback is good. Try to see if we can stun. Probably not. Try to this stun. And we're too late, and we probably can't hit him now. No, so we gotta run. I'm just gonna let him... there's just no point. There's just absolutely no point to fighting the guy when he's got that buff on. Because, he'll have a 7% chance to hit. Right, which is just ridiculous. He's floored me, essentially. So I'm gonna go up the elevator, and I'll come back down. I don't think he can follow me up the elevator. It'd be kind of cool if they could, but I don't think they can. So, we'll just wait. I'll wander around here a little bit, maybe fight some guys up here, and then go back down, beat them up. Let's see what's down this way. There's nobody up here. Let's take out this spawn, and then I'll go back down. I don't want to wait because he's going to regen his hit points, and then he could regen, reach that power recharge. So we don't want that. Okay, so let's go back down. At least we weren't just killing time, right? So we're going to go back down and we're going to finish this guy off. Take a sturdy because I don't generally use that. I'm going to pull that on. Come on. Come on. Come on. What? How many times do I have to click that? Yeah, we got to finish this part of this map too. So there may be more guys. Yes, I definitely remember with my friends just like how hard we used to work to try to make sure these crate protectors, these Paragon protectors, did not do that, did not execute that unstoppable or whatever it is, because it makes them so hard to damage and so hard to hit, and it's just brutal. And even with a whole team of characters, you might not be able to get them. Minion. Oh, another boss. Oh, good grief. Can we single target taunt this guy? Yes, we did. Okay, that's good. So we'll take her out. Okay. And now we're definitely going to need a purple. And then we're going to hit him as hard and fast as we possibly can. Knockdown. That's it. That's what we want. Oh, we got our critical strike on, so that's good. Now we throw in a couple stuns, see if we can stun him. 1, 2, 3 in a row. Knockdown. Yeah, we did stun him. Knock back. Come on, do it. Oh, see, missing that is horrible. So now he's going to engage it. Knockdown. Knockdown. Oh, too late. Again, can't hit him. So we may as well leave. Yeah, this is probably the most annoying thing. If they didn't have that power, they'd be, you know, moderately hard, but not super hard. But because they have that power, like literally, you know, just for a minute, and I'm not just saying a minute figuratively, for like 60 seconds, you can't do anything to them. Right? They become like, I don't know, like they floor you, and they also get like 95% resistance. So it's just like, well, alright, I'll go fight something else and come back. Yeah, we'll just fight this spawn and then go back. It's a little bit time wasting, but otherwise he's just gonna own me because he can hit me, right? I cannot. I don't have that power yet. In a way, it's a little unfair, right? At level 36, he's got access to powers that I can't get till 38. But I can't, like, hit a Lude and do it right back to him, you know, and then we can both sit there and whiff each other, and then when a Lude runs out, I know it's time to go kick his butt. I can't trade that with him now. Now at level 38 I'll be able to, but right now I can't. And we're gonna start running out of lucks, and I don't want to use more than 1 luck at a time. So now this guy was down this hallway, I believe. No, was it this hallway? This hallway. There he is. Alright, we got Focus Chi back. See, now we're doing damage, right? Instead of doing like 10% damage, we're doing full damage. And we got him. So, okay, this is a dead end. I actually kind of enjoy beating on them, but I don't enjoy that when they turn that power on, there's just no counter to it. Anything that requires a hit roll will miss. And now these guys are +0? That's weird. I just was fighting +2s. I'm gonna back out of this because I don't know what's in there and take this a little bit at a time. Alright. There's gonna be guys on the side, but these guys are all white, so yeah, they're gonna be no problem. And look at that. Oh, by the way, Storm Kick now is very nice. We have enhanced it. So it now does 136 damage, which means it does more damage than Cobra Strike, and it actually does more damage than Eagle's Claw unless Eagle's Claw crits. So why are we into white cons now? Now I'm getting some server lag. Okay, took care of that. This is a dead end. Okay. So now we gotta go up. We gotta take out anybody on this balcony. There's usually somebody. Tanks. Alright, so we'll take this guy out first. I don't know what happened. How come these guys are all +0? That's weird. Okay, I don't need all these heals. Is there anybody in here? Yep. Another cryo tank. We'll take the guard out first. And that's no problem. Alright, so we've now finished this level. We can go back to the other level that we started working on when we were running from the boss ignominiously. So where's the straight up? Okay. So yeah, one of the things that I talked about in the last couple of episodes was this idea of the, enhancement sets versus just using single origin, and how years ago when the game first launched they didn't have sets, and how I considered these set bonuses, because I'm so used to the old way, I still consider these set bonuses, but the main thing I'm trying to do is use my powers with their regular enhancements, and how other people will build for the set bonuses. And honestly, I feel like a lot of the players today, at least the ones that I talk to on the various discords, I don't know if they'd be able to really play without sets at the high level game. And what I've been thinking about, like, what's the analogy? And I think the analogy is sort of and I don't actually drive a stick shift, but a stick shift car versus a car that has an automatic transmission and other automatic things, but is kind of like a 1980s car, versus the cars of today where the car tells you when you need to change the oil, and it tells you to brake, or it'll even brake for you, and it tells you if you leave the lane, and it's got intelligent cruise control, so it'll automatically slow down if you start tailgating somebody, and so on. And compare that to, say, a manual stick shift car from the 1950s, right, where they had not only stick shift, but they had manual brakes and manual steering and manual everything. And the amount of knowledge you had to have and skill you had to have to drive that stick shift, versus using my Honda that I have now, which is an awesome car and has everything just sort of, everything's automated. And the guy who was selling it to me said you can, if you're on the highway, you can put the intelligent cruise control and everything, engage all that stuff, the safety features, etc., and you can basically almost let the car drive itself, right? It's almost like a self-driving car, not quite, but almost. And cars years ago couldn't do that. And so if you learn on an automatic, you won't necessarily be able to drive a stick. Or another example is I'm a college teacher, and I have students. I had a very intelligent student who was working with me one summer doing research, and she's really smart and really good at science, but we were traveling to a field station and I needed her to read the map, and she could not read the map. And I'm like, how do you not know how to read a map? And she said, well, I just use the GPS for everything. And so, yeah, the GPS is great. And you could totally imagine somebody like my mom's age who may not know how to use a GPS, but she sure as heck knows how to read a map, right? And that's kind of what's going on here. Is almost like um, I'm good at reading the map, but maybe not as good at reading the GPS. Okay, let's kick this person's butt. And this guy seems to be super reflexes, so I suspect what he's going to throw at me is going to be elude if I can't knock him down. Okay, that's really good. Now we got to pour the damage on. One more. Oh, no. Yep. Gotta leave. That's really annoying. No matter how fast you do it, no matter how much mezzing you do, they're going to throw that power on, and then I'm just going to have to sit and wait. So anyway, this isn't to say that automatic cars aren't good. Again, I drive an automatic car. But I recognize that as the driver of an automatic car, I'm not able to use a manual shift car. And I probably know less about the inner workings of a car than my parents did, because like they had to do things like change their own oil and transmission fluid and stuff like that. And now, like, you almost aren't even supposed to do that anymore with these advanced cars. You pretty much need to bring it to the dealership and let them deal with it, because the cars have like computers in them, and they require special kinds of oil and transmission fluid and all this stuff. And yes, you can still work on your own car, but it's much harder to do now than it was in the past. And so as a driver, literally all you're doing is driving, right? You don't know as much about the inner workings of the car as you used to have to know years ago. And so, wow, look at that. I got an entire bead so far from this mission. So again, that doesn't mean that automatic cars are bad. I have one. I love it, and I wouldn't want to drive a stick. But it does require a different kind of skill set, and I have no hesitation in saying that I absolutely would be unable to handle a stick shift car. I don't know how to drive them. Oh, there's two lieutenants. No wonder I was getting pounded. Let's take them out. Knock them over. Whoa! Wow. They both hit me. Interesting. Alright, well, we're going to have to go out to the hospital, guys. That's the first actual defeat that we've had solo, where I wasn't like doing something stupid. I mean, I was doing something kind of stupid, because I didn't notice that I had two different lieutenants attacking me. I thought I was just fighting minions. That was dumb. But I kind of knew I was fighting two lieutenants, and I didn't react fast enough. So we got a little bit of debt. Not much, just this little part of a bar. It'll be retired by the end of this mission for sure. Wow, so they both hit me. So my Dragon's Tail hit, but he had a 24% to hit, and he rolled a 1.58. And he hit me because of the streak breaker, because he missed too many times. So the double hit is what got me. Man. That was painful. And fast. And that is what happens with super reflexes, by the way. And I know we haven't really seen it with this character very much. Actually, not at all. But your hit points don't go down gradually. If you go down immediately. Because what happens is you just got unlucky twice in a row. Right? Or 3 times in a row. Alright, so we're going to be a little smarter about this. We'll head on in. Too bad it wasn't one of those guys with their invulnerability on, because that would have been a good time waster for us. I can't remember, was I waiting for one of them? I don't even know. We're going to have to check around. This could be trouble if there's a guy on one of these levels. Yeah, was I waiting for somebody? I honestly don't remember. There's nobody down there, is there? No. Okay. So we'll head up. Yeah, so anyway, I guess my point kind of was, I suspect that a lot of these people who do all this min-maxing would probably not. This will finish him. See how fast? Missed him. And then this guy. Yeah, that energy melee seems to be very accurate for whatever reason. I suspect if the people who, just like if I were to be forced to drive a stick shift, I would probably strip the engine. I would probably strip the gears of the engine because I don't know how to use the clutch and I don't know what I'm doing. If you created a vanilla version of this game, like a literally, launch day version of this game, the majority of people who are playing it now would not be able to play it. They would cry. It would take so much more experience to level. There's no architect. You have to play through your story arcs. It's really the only way to play. All you get is single and double origin enhancements. There's no such thing as inventions. You can't get influence from selling million influence inventions, so you have to get influence by doing things like purposely dying and getting debt. If that, I think a lot of them would have a lot of trouble. On the other hand, anybody who played since launch, yes, it would take us a little while to get used to it again, but we'd be able to, and it wouldn't be any problem. Now, of course, it's never going to be that way, so it's really, kind of doesn't matter. Okay, so let's see. Alright, so we got this place. We're on the 3rd floor, I think, so there could be 2 more floors, potentially. Is there somebody over here? Yeah, there usually is. Okay. And those are only +1 lieutenants that took me out. That's really embarrassing. Yeah, that was sloppy. So that was our 2nd solo death. Not too bad for 36 levels. Okay. And I'm gonna walk up here because if I jump I could aggro the guys on the level above. Alright, so we're here. Oh, I aggro them anyway. Back up, back up. Make them chase, make them chase. Trying to make them chase me, because... yeah. This guy here. I ended up here anyway. How did I get up there? That's really annoying. I don't know how I went up there. I was hitting the back button. That is really annoying. Alright, let's just finish this. The luck should be enough. Crisis units aren't too bad. Let's knock this guy down. Alright, there we go. Yeah, I don't know what happened there, because I definitely hit the back button, not the forward button. So I came under here, right? Let me explain what happened here. I came under here, right? I was standing here, I hit back, and the character went up. So I don't know what happened. But that was not what I intended to do. Yeah, one of the negative cons, when they first introduced sorry, I'm adjusting the headphones. When they first introduced inventions, right? One of the complaints that people had was we don't want to have to use them. We don't want to make like SOs obsolete. And they said no. You can still, the game is still playable with single origin enhancements, right? And that is absolutely true. It is playable with single origin enhancements, right? But one of the problems with the sets, right, is that they make your character so much more powerful that then the regular gameplay, like missions like this, would be too easy for a character that has a bunch of sets and is like way more accurate than normal and does way more damage than normal and so on and so forth. And so, as a consequence, they made things like the Incarnate Trials a much harder content because they just assumed everybody would have sets. This is exactly what those of us who argued against single origins, I was one of them, against invention origins. One of the things we were afraid of is those of us with SOs won't be able to do some content. They said, no, you'll be able to do all the content. Well, I think it's pretty certain you wouldn't be able to do the Incarnate Trials with just SOs, right? And so now they're gating the content behind things like inventions and recipes and all of this farming, right? And if you don't farm, then you're not going to be able to do the higher level content, right? Even though they said initially, oh no, that we won't do that. You'll be able to do everything with SOs. And I said, well, that's got to be false on its face, right? Because if you could do everything with SOs, why would anybody make inventions, right? And they said, well, they won't expire, so that makes it better. But the problem is that it's not just that they don't expire. I mean, that really ought to be enough. The generic inventions, or the invention trainers as I call them, that's all they do. And if that's all the invention system were, I probably wouldn't mind it so much. But because on top of that you have the sets, and because the sets make your character so much more powerful, and because it's become necessary to have this, you must have the sets now to do the higher level trials and do the incarnate stuff, and then you have to have the incarnate sets to do the rest of the incarnate stuff. It's making it so that single origin enhancements are essentially obsolete, which is exactly what we were afraid was going to happen when they told us they were going to do inventions in the first place. And it's very frustrating to me because the whole entire basis of inventions, the whole basis of it, period, the entire reason they exist is because statesmen got addicted to the auction house in World of Warcraft and said, ooh, let's do this in City of Heroes. Despite the fact that the players told him repeatedly, many of the players told him, there is no reason for an auction house in a superhero game. Superheroes do not sell things to each other. That's just ridiculous. And there's no superhero that sells things to other superheroes. It just doesn't. I mean, maybe there's some guy who uses the black market occasionally, but it's just not part of a superhero universe, and in any comic book world. And so we really didn't like it, but yeah, they wanted to do it because they figured it would maybe add playability to the game, add longevity to the game, give people reason to eventually to pay in the pay to win thing, like the pay to play, where they would get tokens to be used on Wentworths or to be sold on Wentworths or whatever. And so that was pretty much what everybody was afraid of and what we said was probably going to happen, and they said no, it won't happen, and sure enough it did. Okay, so let's move out of here because there's too many guys in that room. So we're going to pull back. Okay, and we're going to hit this guy fast. We need luck here. For sure. Because this guy's a boss. I'm going to go ahead and take an accuracy, insight, whatever. Dr. Summerfield, so this is the guy who is running the whole show. Let's see if I can knock him back again. This guy is going to be less dangerous or less difficult than the Paragon Protectors, because I don't think he's got that unstoppable or whatever it is at the end, you know, when he's low on hit points to help him. There you go. A lot of science enhancements. Okay, so there's a lot of guys in here. So this must be the cloning vats or something. So this is the same room we've seen before, I think. Not really, actually. No, this is a different room. Oh, it's the room with the two things on the side and the central thing, but they changed what's in the center. So let's see what's in here. Opening the crate. And this crate, we find the mask of the Invisible Falcon, a hero who disappeared investigating the Cray. From the tag on the mask, it looks like he was one of the first victims. And there's the Falcon's badge, or mask. Okay, so this won't be too much of a problem because they're minions. This is our 4th level, so there's probably 1 level to go. Yeah, I wonder, I mean, you know, by observation I guess you could figure it out, but I wonder how many of the people playing from the old days remember that these bases can have up to 5 levels, and I wonder how many new players have noticed it. I'm gonna have to ask on my supergroup and see how many people have figured it out. I don't remember if it was. I'm pretty sure it was said on the forum. I don't think it was something that my friends and I just sort of noticed. I think it was in fact said on the forum that, oh, cool, there's the cloning vats. Now that is cool looking. I didn't even see those up there. So I guess these things get clamped down onto those things. They sort of move over and they get clamped down. That's kind of cool. So we'll create Juggernaut there. We'll take this guy out first. And then 1, 2, 3, and 4. So what am I supposed to do here? Shut down the Cray lab. Feels like I should be breaking something in here. Can I hit these things? No. Oh, there's some guys. Can you guys tell me how to shut this down? Yeah, I'm gonna have to ask on my supergroup and see how many people have noticed or knew. I'm fairly sure it was actually stated on the forum that there was a max of 5 floors. I know that it is the case, and that's the end of the story arc. We got 27 reward merits. It's really weird. And it's, look at this. We get less experience and influence for completing the entire mission than for beating up a single boss. It's really weird how many reward merits. For a while I kept getting 23. The one before this, I think I got 31 or 32. So it's really random. It doesn't seem to depend on your level or the level of the story arc. Very odd. So let's exit the mission. And we're going to go to Ouroboros because I really don't feel like jumping around Craze Folly again. Is there anybody here? There isn't, so we don't need stealth. And we can click that. And we're just going to head out of here to Ouroboros. Oh boy, my supergroup's talking about stuff and I didn't even notice. I'll check that later. So, alright, we had 1 death. That was pretty lame of me. Sorry about that, guys. Let's talk to our contact and see what he says. Where is he? Oh, that's inactive. And then we get 75,000, oh my god, experience for... So look at that, we got 2 bulbs just for doing this mission and story arc. So, with Dr. Summerfield behind bars, we can finally learn everything there is to know about the Revenant Hero Project. The Countess Cray is hiding behind the normal wall of denials, calling for commendations for the unknown heroes who exposed the rogue Dr. Summerfield's plot. But the people who know the people know what really happened. The families of many of the missing heroes. I'm sorry with all the spam. I'm having trouble reading this. The families of many of the missing heroes that Craig kidnapped want to thank you for bringing closure for their loss. You did a great thing. So we have a new souvenir, and the souvenir is the Invisible Falcon's mask. And then this tells us about the story arc, the Revenant Hero program. Very cool. And I realized if we look in here, is it achievements or accomplishments? Collect 50 souvenirs. We've done 31 story arcs. Well, 30 story arcs, because one of the souvenirs was a second one that came from the Bonefire arc. Alright, so we're going to go to Talos Island just to get out of the Ouroboros zone. And I'm going to stop here. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. Sorry about the death. That was pretty dumb. And I will be back with another episode in the near future.